Right, we're good. I think. So,
Probably not.
back for third time.
Once again, with the
So,
ill behavior.
previously, you guys left the kind of like suburbs of Valasar and headed out to the first kind of outer towns and arrived in a town which I don't know if I gave it a name, but I've given it a name now. It's called Kellner.
Sure, it's not called Woodhaven.
It could be. I thought that might be pushing it if I go for something like that.
Why the fuck, nay? Like, it's just all wood anyway.
It's called Kellner anyway. And anyway, you showed up, spent a night in the inn, and went about looking for kind of like what the haps was in the town. And you were told that Lord Carlington's two daughters went missing less than a week ago, and that you were told that it would be helpful if you were to go and maybe help him find out either like find them or find out what happened to them, or just like as some kind of closure for him. But yeah, just to try and be all nice and helpful and help the people and all that. So from there, Will went and spoke to some people in a bar, rode some fat woman to the floor. Porno hack on went and found out what a lumber mill is and wasn't very happy because there's just lots of dead trees, and then lagged out. And then
I promise.
and then Thonan decided to spend the night in a daycare disguised as a child,
Gathering
That was-
valuable
that was-
intelligence.
gathering valuable information and headbutting
Valuable
3-year-olds.
intelligence.
That was possibly
Valuable
like
intelligence.
the best like part of that whole thing.
I don't know, but for reference, there's like, I'm trying to get a comment to the top of this thread on Reddit about some ballerina at the New York City Ballet, and she has the biggest butterface ever. Like, it's just a picture of her ass, and then someone put a picture of her face, and it's like, ugh. And the comment is someone being like, careful, she's 16, and someone's been like, God damn it, I hate sexy children.
Fuck's sake.
But apart from Jared from Subway loves them, so that's fine.
Yeah. Well, they
And
do
that's
see
how we're
eat,
gonna start our session, boys.
they do see eat fresh.
Yeah.
Oh God, Graham.
Anywho, moving on. So you guys have just picked up Thonan from the daycare after his
Jail
night.
for raping kids.
No, from the daycare. That's later in this session when he gets found out of what he's actually done.
Literally did nothing. I mean, I headbutted a kid, but who cares?
Okay, so you guys kind of like picked up, and you head outside and meet up. And as you do that, Thonan, as you kind of walk outside, you notice Winston appearing on your shoulder and then flying up over to Mira's shoulder, and then just kind of like nodding back and forth and looking at you. And then Mira just kind of just looks at you and is just kind of like half smiling at you.
Yeah, well, that bitch can stuff her
Graham,
smile right up her ass.
what's the name of the daycare center?
The name of the daycare?
Hmm.
The Grove.
Oh no, it's not in Biker, is it?
No,
Oh, thank God.
So it's not the Bill Cosby Center for Kids.
no, it's the Kellner Grove.
Okay.
But yeah, so Thonan, if you want to explain, or if you can remember what you actually found out from your previous time.
That should be us.
There we go.
Yep, there you go. That's you.
That's better. We're
Oh,
back.
he's here.
Go.
Thonan has arrived.
Well, I found out that the matron of the daycare, who's called Denise, got a letter from a guy known around town as the Elder, but his real name is Mr. Barnes. I don't know his actual first name. But is essentially getting foreclosed upon because when you lose the king's kids, you're essentially a shit daycare. And my notes read exactly, Dennis letter continues support to daycare, not upheld, not worth it after child missing, blah blah blah, not interesting, blah blah blah. So that's a concise piece of intelligence that was definitely worth an overnight stay for free.
Right. Well, to give some kind of clarity, it was Lord Carlington that called for the closure of the daycare.
Yeah, but the guy delivered the letter was the Elder, right?
No, that was just a random like guard.
Oh, right. Well, there's some other dude called the Elder who's involved in some ways.
Excellent information
Cool.
gathering there, thrown in. Absolutely brilliant.
Perhaps having the information gathered one week and like given the next week maybe wasn't the best plan.
Well, we've got...
Oh.
I'm literally reading my notes as well, like, to the letter. Yeah.
Stuff happened, blah blah blah.
Well, the Elder Mr. Barnes is a lead to go on. We didn't know who he was before. And I got a brief description of whoever met with the King's kids. And it is a male, old, but then again I was chatting to kids, so that could be fucking anything, who wore uniform of the king, like the king's kind of guard out, not so much a guard outfit, but just a uniform. Was human and had black hair. That's all I've got to go on.
Okay.
Perfect.
But I feel
By
we should get
chance,
some
Graham,
evidence.
is there only one person with black hair in this town?
No.
Why, actually,
Damn! I'm out of ideas, guys. You're
Alright.
An interesting point in espionage. No one gets the local albino to go kidnap people.
But
move Cotton. See how it pays off for them.
Unless you have two, and then you can never catch them.
so as you're kind of giving back this information, Mira's kind of saying like, so what's our kind of next plan of action? Do we have any kind of thing that we want to try and do next, or who do you want to go and like what do you want to follow up first?
Well, I think since we have a name, we
Yeah.
could probably find the Elder quicker than we can some random dude with black hair in a uniform he may or may not have stolen.
Yep, I think the Mr. Barnes lead's probably our strongest one for now.
Okay.
I should probably.
Do we know anything about him other than his name?
You know,
He might be a pedo.
well, you've heard
That's
from
given.
you've heard from the kids that he hangs about in the park, just kind of like and speaks to the kids occasionally.
For some reason, his hand is always inside his jacket.
It's just, and it's always a large coat.
It's always caught in something.
Yeah, but no, you've heard that he kind of hangs about in the park. He had spoken to, or had been like he occasionally spoke to the two girls that had went missing. So that's like the kind of link there.
Okay. So we know that he hangs around in the park, touches up little kids, and has spoken to the people that have gone missing.
Yeah.
Excellent. I say we go to the park and see if he's there. We can use
That was
we can
easy
use
stuff.
Thonan as bait again.
Yes, I'm game for this.
I'm not so game for this.
Why? You have magic. You're in no danger at all. All you have to do
Yeah,
is
that's
look
okay.
like a cute little kid and make the pedo come out, and then we'll catch him, and then we
I
can
still,
interrogate.
I still have.
Do you want me to get Chris Hansen? Is this going to become an episode of Kid Catch a Predator? Is that what's happening there?
Going that way.
If worse
Take a
comes-
seat. Take a seat right over here
If
on
if
this
wor-
bench.
If worse comes to worse, just turn invisible and run away. Because you've told us that you can do that, so we
Oh,
know.
you don't have to fucking tell me that. It's just the moral obligation of being a child honey trap is the problem.
You've already done that.
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
why did I
hey,
think water was a good idea? Instantly, first drink, and I start choking on it. Hang on.
Back to Iron Brew.
you sure-
I'm
sure
not.
about
I'm not necessarily suggesting you're a honey trap. I'm just saying that from the evidence presented, this guy seems to favour people of a certain under an age limit.
Right,
Well,
right.
Yeah, but I'm
So-
nowhere. The problem we have here is, for a start, I could be a kid because I'm only like 3 feet tall, but that guy might have kidnapped teenagers who are very tall. Much
Yeah,
taller
but
than
if
me.
you're just
So
if you-
Nan,
Yeah.
can you only transform yourself? You can't make me a child.
That's a negative.
Yeah, so the spell's called Alter Self. Take a guess.
Yeah, but there's more than one spell.
really?
Also, that's not the spell we thought it was. So it doesn't actually work
I
that way.
understand this, but
we
he also might
heavily,
have.
heavily retconned that last time.
Also, one of the girls is a teenager. The other one isn't. So I don't know if that makes it different to capture them. Is
Right,
it like different techniques?
I have a high disguise. Can I just roll? Well, dress me up. And I'll
As a
just roll
child?
disguise.
No. We're going to give him a stick, and he's going to hide behind it and pretend he's a bush.
2 sticks.
he has a high. He has a high.
He has a high disguise. I mean,
high disguise.
you can't beat those rolls.
I said high, not infinite, Porter.
Okay, we'll give you 2 sticks then.
Do you want me to put on your like stealthy theme? Is that what's happening? Do you want me to put that on? It's just like the story of Jonas in a bush, as a bush. Sorry.
Uh-huh.
Tell us more about this story of the bush. Right, what do you think? Are we going to send Thonan out as our
Well, the only issue is, are we going with the
why
new
don't
rules of
we-
how long Thonan can like change
How about-
himself?
How about let's back up here? Like, why am I having the bait when we can just go and watch the other kids in the park who are bait all by themselves?
Because I
Done.
feel that we need to make sure that the other kids aren't getting kidnapped either, and the easiest way to do that is have one of us on the inside.
But then we can
but
follow
that,
them better,
that
the three of
heavily
us.
involves me doing stuff, where
Correct.
the other kids can just do their normal stuff, and we can just watch.
To be
I
fair,
still,
Hakon,
I,
I'm
I
with
still feel
Thonan.
that I still feel that Thonan should be in the thick of it just in case.
But I agree with Thonan here, to be honest, Hakon.
I'm under no obligation to save those spastic kids if they get themselves kidnapped.
Fair enough.
But well, he had candy. How can you say no to candy?
Oh, we won't say no
I
to
can
his
say no to
candy.
candy very easily. If you had a
We're
pocket
gonna
full of
fucking-
hookers, that would be a different question.
We're gonna. You can get hookers with candy though.
You can get hookers
Where's-
called candy.
Not here, apparently.
We can beat him up and take his candy anyway. He's an old man.
I didn't think we did that sort of thing. I thought we were here to
this is
like
getting way
find
too dark.
missing children, not
Yeah, but he's a
beat up
pedophile. What-
pedophiles.
Why not?
What he
Justice.
does in his spare time is none of my business.
Yeah,
It's
and
not
the
that-
I also love that
Like-
pedophile was not used by anyone but you.
yeah, no, it's kind of
He's an old man that chats to kids. He's a
He's an
pedophile.
old man that chats to kids. We have someone in our company that has sex games with a pig.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Like, I mean, I don't
I
think
think
we
I'm way
really have a very
closer.
high
I'm way
Oscar
closer to
standard.
the line in the sand than that guy sounds. To be fair.
Yeah. So I think okay, let's just go and observe the park from a distance, and see what we can see.
That seems much more sensible.
Okay.
Okay.
Is Mira okay with our ramblings?
Yeah.
So
Fuck, she hasn't got much of a choice.
Yeah. I don't.
Okay.
I think listening to the entire thing, I think she. I don't think she's gonna object to anything that's planned.
Just leaving, I imagine, from outside the daycare where we've been talking very loudly about paedophiles.
It's fine. They'll be shut soon anyway. It doesn't matter. Right. So you guys head over to the park. You kind of like
Do it
walk.
subtly.
Right. So you're walking about the town. You're not like, you're not like in a cardboard box trying to be solid snake.
Yeah, but we're not like shooting finger pistols as we walk.
Going on?
I am not.
Right, there you go. Okay, so you're not. So you walk back into the kind of like main area in the town, large kind of open area of the park. It's got nice benches and trees, looks very kind of picturesque, despite being in the middle of this kind of.
are they wooden benches?
Of course they are. What else would they be made of?
Who knows?
Silly question, Soulsby.
They could have an ironic
anywho.
like, brass bench in the middle of this wooden town.
Yeah, there's one that just says "in memory of a tree." So
Oh,
in,
damn it!
in the park, there's a couple of people sitting about. There's some people just walking through that are just going about their everyday business. There's a couple of people sitting on one of the benches that look to be just feeding some birds, and there's some kids over at the kind of like play area they've got.
Okay.
And that's about all you can see. There's not really, but
There's not like an old man.
there's not like an old man. There is two people sitting on a bench. One of them is a man. He may be old.
Does he
The
have
other
dark
is a
hair?
woman.
Does he have dark hair?
Does he have black hair? Is he wearing a uniform? Is that what you're asking?
No,
Does he have-
this is best if he had dark hair, Graham.
No, he doesn't have dark hair. He has grey hair.
Right, it's fine. We won't beat him up. He has grey hair, so he's an old man.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna wander over and talk to him.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask if he is interested in becoming a franchise opportunity in the sport of pig wrestling that I'm attempting to start a federation of.
Is that your opening line?
Yeah, I'd ask him if he would. Well, I obviously say hello.
Okay. So he kind of like nods at you, and he's like, you can see that he's got a
Or
small.
would I? No, yeah. I'll say hello.
Oh shit!
What was that for?
I've stealthed and I'm now like hiding behind him.
Okay, that's yeah.
I
So
rolled a 20.
yeah,
So-
you can see he's got like a small kind of paper bag with some like ground up, like not ground up, but like ripped up bits of bread, and he's just been like feeding some of the birds that are nearby. And next to him is a kind of like another like older woman who looks to be his wife, as they've kind of like sitting with like their arms kind of like linked together and sitting quite happily.
Interesting. Yeah. So I walk up and say, "It's like, good day, sir." I was like, "I wonder if you wanted to take advantage of this unique opportunity to become a franchise for the new Eteria Pig Wrestling Federation I'm setting up."
Okay. So he just kind of looks at you. He's like, I'm sorry, son. I'm far too old for any pig wrestling.
Oh no, you don't actually do the wrestling. It was just in case you wanted to GM a team or anything like that, or possibly sponsor some athletes or pigs.
No, thank you. I'm far too old. Any of my days of being franchise of anything is well over.
No man, it would be a good way.
In fact, in my youth, I was the face of a franchise, you could say.
Oh, brilliant. You wouldn't happen to know anyone in town who could help me out in this endeavor, do you?
What kind of person would you be looking for? Are you looking for someone with money? I mean, that would be the Lord would be the wealthiest person in the town if you're looking for someone like that. There are some other people around who might be able to buy into such a scheme, but I don't think there would be many.
Who else has money except the Lord? It was my understanding that he had a fair bit of monopoly on the lumber business kind of going on here.
Some of the people who own some of the buildings around this kind of central area are fairly well off.
Interesting. Can you give me any names, or is it just places in the local area?
I don't really know the names of them, to be honest. It's just I just would assume that I've seen some of the owners. They live in some of the bigger houses in town. They're believed to be some of Lord Carlington's like friends more than anything else.
Interesting. Okay, thanks for your time, sir. I'm just gonna walk away.
Okay.
When Will introduced himself, did he say his name or not?
The guy, no.
Okay.
That guy's pretty confused. Some guy just asked him if he walked up and asked him if he's interested in signing up for some kind of pig wrestling thing.
Yeah, that seems fair. I'd be pretty confused if I were him.
So
I didn't get any bad vibes off that guy though, so I'm alright. Can still stay here and watch though. Just kind of potter about for a bit.
all right.
What else has been happening around the park while these two been having this chat, Graham?
Not really much, but I mean, so basically you see these kids. There was a few kids in the play area, and they're now all kind of like gathered round in a small kind of like circle, looking like a kind of semicircle, just all kind of standing round and kind of like not like clapping like spastics, but like they seem quite excited about something.
Let's go find out what the fuck that's about.
All right.
That'll be them patting my dog.
Yeah, so you go over and they're all just kind of like playing with Nashova, who's rolling about and getting his belly rubbed.
Solid effort.
Were we told a rough time where Mr. Barnes kind of chose out in the park, or was it just like whenever?
No, but you could just ask people.
I was about to say, just ask the kids. If he chats to all the kids, some of them might know him.
Yes.
Alright, so yeah. I'm just gonna fucking, if we're walking over to retrieve Porno's dog,
Yeah.
let's go quiz some of these kiddies and ask them if they've seen Mr. Barnes today.
Excellent. So as we walk over, I approach the kids and say, I'd probably just whistle for Nashova to come to me.
Alright. So, as you're doing, like, Nashova starts running over, the kids all kind of look up, and they still look quite excited, because like little kind of wolf pup thing.
Yep.
And they kind of like run over and follow him, and come up to you. He's like, "Oh, is that your dog, Mister? Is that?"
It is. I was wondering, have any of you seen Mr. Barnes today?
And that is how you catch kids.
Yeah.
No,
You use the puppy,
yeah,
and then you talk to them.
yeah. So yeah, no, the kids are just like, "Oh, Mr. Barnes hasn't been out today. He usually shows up, but he's usually been round this kind of area by now. He usually walks around and kind of speak to some of the people here. But yeah, we've not seen him today. Why do you want to see him?
Oh, we're just looking to talk to him. Was he here yesterday?
Yeah, he was.
Interesting. Do any of you know where he lives?
Yeah. One of the kids kind of steps forward and he's like, "Oh yeah, he lives," and then like points down kind of one of the streets, and he's like, "Just down that road," and it's like just the first turn on the left, and then his house is the first one as you go around.
Oh, perfect. Thanks. And I'll turn around to walk away, but I'll motion to Nishoba to stay and just kind of like potter around with the kids.
Okay, so he does. Cool. So you have.
So I'm probably going to wander down the road towards his house then.
Cool. So yeah, Mira follows on. What are you two following on? Or are you?
Yeah, I'll follow on.
Cool.
I'll try and see, like, as we're going down there, if there was a way to get around the back of the house or something like that. I don't know.
Kind of. The street backs on to the kind of like main square. So any of the houses you try to get behind are like the kind of big ones in the kind of center area.
Yeah.
So it's not really
like the back of it is on the square.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's not really any kind of great space that you could get in behind. I mean, you could try.
It's not overly subtle either, just to wander in like from the square.
Yeah.
Just be like, hello.
But I mean, there would be places you could kind of hide if you were wanting to do that, or if you want to kind of like go about like the rooftops or whatever else. I don't know.
No, I'll just kind of chill out like towards the back of the party.
Cool. Thonan, you okay to go with them?
Yeah, I ain't climbing on any rooftops anytime soon.
Right. Okay. So
Yeah, I'll be plodding the streets.
right. So you guys head round, and as you kind of turn, you can see the first house that's kind of on the left as you go around the corner is it kind of not doesn't look out of place, but it looks kind of much older. It's like not made of wood in that a lot of the building's made of stone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of been like updated with some like furnishing, so like the kind of like trims and the kind of like door frames and round the windows and stuff have been updated with kind of like fancier wood, but the actual building itself is made of stone, and it kind of looks like a much older building.
Okay.
I kind of lean into Hakon and be like, this is a much nicer house than just those wooden ones.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of nice. Still disturbs the landscape, but it's kind of nice.
How tall is this house, by the way, G?
It's like 2 stories, like kind of normal.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I
Is
just
there any like
knock on the door.
balconies or any shit like that?
No, there's large there's 2 or kind of like larger windows on the first floor, but there's not any kind of balconies. There's like little flower boxes out in front of them, but nothing that's you can kind of like.
Okay, cool. Nothing like over the top of the entrance of the house or anything like that.
There's a slight overhang on the roof,
nothing.
and there's a kind of porch area, but I don't know where you'd want to go.
No, I was just kind of asking, just in case I thought of anything.
Okay.
See, I would just kind of like hang like back, so he might. Is there like a small front garden to it, kind of thing?
No, it's just like
straight like door.
yeah, it's like a kind of a couple of steps and then the door as soon as you come off the street.
Yeah, I'll just hang like 2 pieces back from Hakon then.
Okay.
As we go up.
Yeah, so I'll walk up to the door and knock.
Okay, so you knock. There's a kind of slight delay. You have to knock like again, and you hear kind of like shuffling and stuff from behind the door, and it's kind of like like the fumbling with the lock, and you can hear it, and then you just hear it kind of like just a minute, and then you can like hear
Oh no!
you hear the door unlock, and then it's kind of slowly opens, and these kind of like little kind of like eyes just kind of peer out from inside, and just like this old man's head pokes out of the door. He's like, "Hello," and you can kind of see that he's got kind of very thin grey hair, not really balding, but looks as if it's kind of like thinning quite heavily. You notice that he's got kind of like elf-looking ears, but he looks more like a half-elf. And he's not skinny to the point of being looking like sick, but like fairly thin looking, fairly frail.
I just walk in, like, straight up.
Right.
As
I
Thorn
doubt
walks
he
in,
even notices me.
No, he's still looking at Hakon. He's just be like, "Hello."
I present my hand and say, "Mr. Barnes, I assume."
He's like, "Yep, I am. Yep, I am Mr. Barnes. I assume you've heard that I am one of the elders in the village, yes?"
Yeah,
Or I am the elder of the village. They kind of look smugly about it, as if he's like outliving them all.
we have. We are new to the town, and we wondered if we could maybe have a talk to you about this great place.
What
Well,
do I see when I walk in his house?
right, when you walk in, it's kind of
I imagine he'd be mid-conversation with me, so like, unless he touched him, he wouldn't see him.
yeah, no, he's walked in, but yeah, basically he's quite happy to let you know. So, as you say that, he opens the door and you can all kind of see inside. So he kind of takes a step back, the door opens slightly, and you can see that inside it's not really dark. Like the windows have kind of like the windows are slightly covered. So the room's not like as bright as it is outside, but it's not like dim or anything. There's the walls and stuff are made of stone, but the floor is made of a kind of like dirtier looking kind of wood, and covered with like carpets and stuff. The room looks quite homely. It's a kind of single room. There's stairs on the kind of right hand side that go up to the kind of upstairs. There's a door that goes through to the back of the house. There's a fireplace in like the back wall of the room, and a couple of kind of like couches and stuff lying about, or like benches and not benches, but like couches. It just kind of looks like it looks like a homely home for an old man. That would be like in an old folks' home or something, but obviously there isn't. So
Cool. I'll just let him carry on talking. If there's nothing overly suspicious, then I'm not gonna just go rummaging.
cool. So yeah, he's just he kind of like just gestures in. He's like, well, I'm always happy to explain things and talk to some of the people of the town, and you must be weary travellers for your journey and stuff. And then he like potters through. He's like, would any of you like tea or biscuits?
A cup of tea would be lovely, please.
I don't know if they do tea, and where I don't know. Like
You offer
now.
the D&D universes have tea. Like they probably do. Fuck it, there's tea leaves.
Tea's fairly easy. I mean, it's just leaves.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, he offers you tea and like biscuits.
Probably like English breakfast tea, but they will have tea.
Right. So yeah, he kind of like offers you them.
Like Earl Grey.
Yeah. You also notice that the biscuits he offers you is like the animal biscuit. Well, Thonan, you'd notice it's the animal biscuits that you had in the daycare.
Interesting.
I take a couple and pocket them for feeding the dog later.
Okay. So yeah, he's like he literally spends the first like 5 minutes when you're in there just going back and forth from the back room, bringing out like tea and then like some cups, and then he brings out everything else, and he brings out a little tray with biscuits on it, and he's like still pottering back and forward, and he's like trying to like talk to you slightly as he's going. He's like, well, it's a very nice town. It's very old. Like, it was much nicer before they put up all this extra stuff here, but you know, it's nice and stuff. And he's like still going back and forward and bringing all the tea and stuff. And then he finally sits down in his chair, and looks at you and just says, "So, where are you from, travellers?" Just kind of looking round at each of you.
What the fuck's the name of my?
Has he noticed I'm in here yet?
Yeah, he's probably noticed you at some point. He's not really commented because the other two are in there, so he just assumes you're with them. But like, he's not been like, "Oh my god, a gnome! What are you doing here?"
He has been like that, or
No, he hasn't. He's just kind of. He's like, you've seen him look at you a couple of times, but he's not really said anything.
He's old man Mr. Barnes. He's seen it all. He's seen it all.
That's fine.
I would just kind of pipe on and be like, I'm from the city of Valisar, and my other companions, I'm sure, can introduce themselves.
I am from the Valmiller people. the traveling clan.
Yeah. Mira introduces herself and says, "I am Prospect Mira. I am from Fjalgar. We are traveling there now to as part of the Journey of the Ascended." And so as she kind of like starts explaining, he's kind of like nodding and nodding, and smiling and looking at you all as you're kind of speaking. And then he says, "Ah, the Journey of the Ascended. It's a very very honourable thing to be doing. Very noble. Very. And it's like kind of looks around. He's like, you must be her gallant protectors who are looking to defend her from the evils of this land."
Yeah, something like that.
He's like, so what brings you to Kelner? Why have you came here?
It is on our way to our first stop on our pilgrimage.
Okay. He says, so he's like, so what else can I help you with today?
Can you point me towards your restroom?
It's kind of like turns around and just points to like the door he was in. He's like, just if you go in there and then just around the corner, it's a small room. He's like, I don't have any of these lavish things that some of the others in the town have, but it makes do.
Lavish does not bother me,
Okay.
so I get up and wander off.
All right. So basically, as you go round the corner, you see that he's got this kind of like little kind of kitchen area that's just got stuff everywhere, like it's just a complete mess. And then round to the side, there's a kind of small door, or not a small door, but like a door that just kind of opens out into like a small
Is there
hole in the
are there
floor.
any other exits or entrances to the kitchen?
No, there's none.
Just that one door.
Yeah.
On my way through, can I have a quick glance around the kitchen and see if I can see anything that I think looks out of place?
Roll a perception check.
Cool. $24.
Cool. So you notice that like his kitchen doesn't really look to be organised. It doesn't look to be cleaned. It doesn't look as if it's like anything's been kind of. It looks as if anything that he's used, he's just sat back down somewhere in the kitchen. And looking around, you can see that there's kind of like cups and mugs and plates and all that kind of usual stuff. But there's also like some stuff that looks slightly odd. So there's kind of like what looks like vials and beakers and like things that you'd more associate with more kind of like alchemical stuff or like kind of I don't know how familiar you'd be with it, but
Oh, I imagine I would know something about it. Like my people would have had poultices and that sort of thing.
yeah,
But maybe not like full on alchemy, but I would know what that sort of stuff's used for.
yeah, it's like there's kind of slight kind of things. There's kind of bits of like materials and regents and stuff lying about the place and the worktops and stuff as well, mixed in with some food. Like it's not really organized, but you can kind of tell that he's there. He's not like he's not only been doing kind of like just cooking and stuff, but there's also been some kind of like mixology stuff going on.
Perfect. So I'll just continue on in at the bathroom.
Cool. It stinks, by the way, like horribly.
Yeah, bad smells don't bother me. Like, I've lived in the wild with animals and wolves.
But
Smells aren't a problem.
have you lived with an old man?
Do you want me to take a fortitude check?
No,
Is that
it's
what you're
fine.
trying to say?
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Meanwhile, outside, like, out in the kind of like main room, he's still kind of looking at you guys. He's not so much looking at Mira as much. Like he's not really like staring at her at all. He's more looking between Jonas and Donan, and just kind of like looking at you guys and just kind of smiling like slightly and just saying, "So, what else can I help you with here? You looking for anything at all? Like, it's not often I have travellers come to see me. Most just don't bother."
I was like, well, to be honest with you, Mr. Barnes, we're just looking to. We heard you were the village elder, or town elder, should I say, and we just want to know a little bit more about yourself, and if there's anything we could help you with that as protectors, and I'm sure you know, part of our role in a pilgrimage is to help out the local people, and we thought you might be one of the best people to know about jobs that needed doing, apart from the Lord, who we've not seen yet.
Okay. So, basically, Like so, you kind of say that, and he's like, well, and he kind of like you can tell that he's thinking, and he's like, well, when you mention it, there's a couple of things you could help me with, and he kind of like stands up and starts kind of like heading over towards the stairs, and he's like, and he kind of like looks between the two. He's like, if one of you could come and help me, I've got something I would kind of want to go through and kind of show you.
Shotgun.
Okay, so Thonan jumps up and just starts heading towards him. And he is slowly getting up the stairs, like one at a time, kind of like pulling himself up using something like the handrail at the side.
Can I inquisitively follow them at like a good like distance behind, so this old man won't notice, but I still care what's going on.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so he's like his full attention is getting up these stairs without falling. So yeah, he kind of like heads up. As you go upstairs, it's like there's a kind of like small landing, and then there's like a single room off to the side. There's two rooms. There's one room off to the side that has like a bed and a kind of like chest drawers and stuff in it. So it's just like his bedroom. But then there's another room next to it that has a kind of like large desk thing on it, and next to it has a lot of kind of like a massive bookshelf with loads of kind of like old looking books. So he walks in.
Nothing.
Okay, so he shuffles in towards his thing and like opens up the desk and starts like rifling through papers and like bits of parchment and stuff and like throwing stuff all over the place. And you can just hear him like muttering to himself, being like, "I knew I've put this somewhere. I mean, it can't have disappeared. It's a piece of paper. It's fine." And he's just rummaging through everything. And then he finally like holds aloft some piece of paper and is like, "Aha! I knew I'd find it eventually." And he walks over, and as he turns around, he notices that Jonas has like followed you up the stairs, and he's like, "Oh, hi, hello." And he walks over. He kind of like looks down at Thor, and he's like, just kind of like smiles, and then walks past you because like Jonas was who was talking to originally. So he walks over and hands you the bit of paper, and he's like, "So I've got this thing. I just wanted you to see if you could help me with it." And he like hands it over to you.
It's like just a bit of paper.
Yeah, hang on. Okay. So,
Good.
how am I going to do this? So basically, you hold the bit of paper and you look down, and it's just completely blank. Like, there's nothing on it, no writing, no nothing, just a blank piece of paper. Now, Thonan, from your point of view, as he hands Jonas the paper, and as Jonas takes the paper, Jonas disappears.
Interesting.
But I wouldn't know that I've disappeared.
Yeah, to you, nothing's happened. You just look down, you're just looking at a bit of paper.
Can I just like roll it up and like put it in my pocket? Be like, oh well, what would you like me to do specifically with this?
He's like, well, just if you could just look into it as best you can, I'm sure that would be helpful to the townspeople. And he just starts kind of like waddling on and just starts shuffling past you and starts heading downstairs.
Right, before he heads down the stairs,
Mhm.
can I like tug on his robe a bit, and while I'm doing it, cast Touch of Fatigue on him?
Yeah. What's touch of fatigue?
Something that trains out his strength and possibly gives him the best chance of falling down these stairs.
Okay.
Where's Mira at this point?
She's downstairs. She hadn't moved. She's
That's
just
fine,
sitting
that's
downstairs.
fine. All she'll know is that the old man fell down the stairs.
And
Oh, it's not. No, it's a fatigue spell. Never mind. Ignore that.
right, so you don't want to do
I
that?
thought it was a strength damage thing. Never mind.
Right. Okay. Right. So he's kind of like.
I'm not telling Jonas what the fuck's happened. By the way, I'm gonna let this play out.
Has like as I put it away in my jacket, or like within my clothing, does anything change?
No. To you, from your perspective, nothing. He literally handed you a blank bit of
but
paper,
I'm just okay.
and you've just put it away, and you're just like, okay, that's kind of weird, but yeah.
Has he now like started going down the stairs?
Yeah, he's like shuffling past you and is starting to head down the stairs again.
Can I just like keep going straight on and like look in his drawer?
Yeah, I suppose.
I would roll a stealth, so not to just like.
Okay, yeah,
not
roll
like,
a
go in.
stealth check, and he'll.
I don't think he'll notice. He won't notice.
Nope, he rolled a 1.
31.
He is not seeing shit. He is seeing those stairs. He's going down those stairs.
So yeah, I want to just go in and like go through all the papers he was like going through and like see what kind of books he's got, like so I can actually have a more specific look at them.
Okay, can you? What knowledge do you have?
Oh god, here we go.
I'm assuming you don't have knowledge arcana.
No.
Right.
Oh, I wonder. Only someone had that.
If only.
Surely I'd know something was like of
Well,
like.
Thonan, what do?
Art
You see
doing-
that? You see the old guy kind of like you basically see Jonas disappear, and the old guy just says like speaks to like air, and then walks away.
Oh yeah, I'm letting this play out. I can quite clearly tell he's fucking invisible. But
Right.
I'm just gonna let it play out.
Okay, so you following the guy? Are you following him down the stairs?
Actually no. I'm going to. Let me see. I think I'm gonna cast Flare. I'm just gonna double check that actually eliminates stealth things.
I don't know if it does. I think it might give you a bonus, but I don't think it eliminates.
Oh no, it's the dazzle thing. Ignore me. Never mind. Yeah, I'm gonna fuck off.
Okay. So yeah, Thonan just basically walks past you and starts heading downstairs with Mr. Barnes. You are now kind of like left in this room on your own. What do you want to do?
So yeah, we'll start by going through the papers like in his desk drawer.
Okay. So a lot of it is written in something that you don't understand. It's kind of like it looks weird. Like as you try and look at it, like the more you stare at it, the more it kind of like hurts your head. Like it's just kind of like your brain just can't understand what's going on. It's just all these weird symbols, runes, and squiggles.
Would I know just from general, experience of being like a level 3 kind of dude, of roughly what this might be? As in, it's not just like some bit of paper with some like Elvish on it. It could actually be useful.
No, you would know that you've kind of seen stuff like this before. It's like magic text, like it's written in the language
so I
of magic.
would know that. Can I take the page that or a few pages that have like the most text on it? I'm assuming there's a few pages that are like full, and there's some that are pretty empty.
There's like books, there's like journals, like volumes of stuff of just handwritten magic text, or like magic, like the kind of like language of magic, just written. So you could probably just pull 2 random pages, and they would have as much as any other pages in like going right now.
Yeah.
Like this, like the books are full of stuff.
Book.
You could just take a book, yeah.
Can I pick the like? Is there one book that looks like of higher quality than the rest? Like, as in, like, are there some that are tattered to shit, but like one's bound in like leather instead of I don't know, fucking some other piece of wood? Is there a wood-bound book?
Do you have anything to do with like thieving or anything like that? Like,
What do you mean by it? I have a praise? I have 0 in a praise.
right, well, that's probably your best bet. It's either going to be a praise or unless you get anything else.
Sleight of hand.
You're not going to sleight a hand. No, it would mainly be like basically you're looking to get something that looks like the most, maybe not the most valuable, but the book that would look the nicest, look the one that's like got the most effort in it, the one that looks the most kind of like fancy.
Yeah, I think a praise would probably be the best one for that.
Okay,
then.
roll on the praise.
14.
All right, okay. So you're kind of like looking through the books, and you see one that looks to have like a kind of like gold trim around it. It's very nicely bound. It's a lot less kind of like dog-eared and ragged than the other ones. It looks quite clean, quite nice. The front of it's just got kind of like it's got kind of like grooved markings. So it's like one of those kind of like embossed looking covers.
Yep.
And it just looks quite fancy. It's got, when you kind of like flick through it quickly, it's got like much neater writing on it all, like all the kind of text that's inside it. Same kind of like magic language, but it's much better written, much neater, and everything's laid out. There's a few diagrams and stuff, but they're kind of like weird squiggles and stuff.
Yeah, I just fucking chucked that in with like just grab that, half-inch it, and then I'd plan to give it to Thonan later, and
Cool.
then I would turn my attention to the rest of the room and kind of see what's there.
Alright, so there is a huge kind of like full wall worth of a bookshelf. Like the entire side wall is covered in books. You've kind of like had a look through, a kind of quick kind of glance over them all. You've kind of like just ran along the lines, just seeing what's what.
Yeah.
Like they're all just kind of much the same. They look to be from various places, various kind of like states of kind of like Just in terms of like the way they look, some of them look a lot newer, some look older, some look kind of ragged and old and like not really well kept, and some look quite
Yeah.
better. So it's just it's just
But
a kind of like,
it's a random collection of books.
yeah, and it's just as like you can just kind of tell this is like a kind of study or some kind of like
Yeah.
library
Is there
kind of
anything
thing.
else in there then? Like a
Not that you can see, no. Like there's nothing. Roll a perception check just to kind of like as you kind of give the room a final kind of once over before you leave.
because I'd like to like check the rest of that floor as well.
Well, yeah, okay.
Well, like the other rooms. I'm not going mad. 14.
Okay. So you don't really see anything like strange around. There's nothing that's kind of sticks out. It's all just it literally it looks like trying to think of an example. It just looks like some kind of like just a study. Just lots of paper lying about. There's kind of like
Yeah.
there's just like there's a kind of small like bit that you kind of the only thing you really notice is down in the corner is a small kind of thing of like inks that's just sitting. It's just like a whole load of different coloured inks, and that's
Yeah.
about it. Really, it's just that's it.
Yeah, no. So I just wander out, and apart from that, it's only his bedroom.
Yeah.
I'd have a quick like poke in there. Nothing too serious. Just
Okay.
quick.
So
See what's in there.
yeah, there's very little in here in the way of stuff. There's like the bed. There's some drawers that you kind of quickly go through. It's just got some clothes and some old man pants, and that's about it. Like there's not really much in here at all. It doesn't really look not so much that it doesn't look lived in, but it just doesn't really have any stuff in it compared
Does
to
it
the
feel like from the outside that this floor should be bigger, or not really?
Not really, no. Like it looks as
That's
if because
Not
as you come up the stairs, the bit above it's open. So
Yeah.
when you come up the top, there's just the room. There's just the study and then the bedroom, and you can
Yeah,
that
that's
kind of takes up the entire side of the house.
Yeah, it was just in case I was like, this seems like half the size it should be.
No, and you can see those you can see the two front windows when you're in his bedroom that look out onto the street.
All right, cool. Yeah, so I'll just kind of like wander back down and like sit in the main room.
Okay, so meanwhile, because that took a decent amount of time, so meanwhile, downstairs, Thonan comes back down. He comes back down, sits back in his chair, kind of like slowly lowers himself back in, kind of creaking as he goes, and just kind of looks across at Miri and just kind of sits smiling, and then kind of looks back to you when you're coming down the stairs, Thonan, and just kind of watches you as you come back down.
Mm-hmm.
So, Hakon, are you done? Are you...
Yeah, I would have headed out the toilet.
Okay, so you head back in, and
Yeah.
you just see Mira sitting there, just kind of looking about, sipping some tea. Guy's just sitting in his chair, and Thonan's just coming down at the bottom of the stairs.
Where's Jonas?
Hmm?
Where's Jonas?
Oh, he's invisible upstairs.
Ah, perfect. Wait, what?
Wait, can I roll to see if I hear that?
Yeah, you can hear it.
I can hear it.
See when Will says that, how does Mr. Barnes react?
Doesn't.
Excellent.
Like, I just kind of like roll with it. I go and stand like right in front of Hakon for a second to see if he can see me.
I thought you were still upstairs.
Am I not coming down the stairs?
Yeah, he comes down.
Okay.
So can I like stand like right in front of Hakon to see if he can see me?
Yep.
Right.
Stand
can
right
I
in
do
front
a
of him.
perception check.
You do a
to
perception
see if
check.
I can feel like the breeze as he walks close to me.
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
Uh,
27.
Oh shit. Right.
you get invisible creature has a plus 40 bonus on its stealth check.
I know.
Just in case Soulsby didn't.
He's not trying to like.
He's trying to like feel him moving past.
He's trying to use the force.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
to give it a short answer, no, you can't.
Okay, then I continue walking forward.
Oh, are you walking forward? Huh.
Yes.
So you've literally
Well,
yeah.
I would have stopped, said, "Where's Jonas?" Been told that he's invisible upstairs. So then I'd be then walking forward to go upstairs.
Yep. That,
And you're
yeah.
standing directly in front of me.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay, I walk forward.
Give me a second.
I preemptively rolled acrobatics.
Okay, so you wanting to try and like jump out of the way? Are you not
No,
wanting?
no. I was like an inch in front of his face. I'm getting hit as he like walks forward. But I'm just doing an acrobatics to like as he hits me, just kind of like roll out the way rather than just like deck it. So I'm not trying to do anything fancy. Just as he like walks into me, just kind of do like a roll and get back up on my feet. Which I believe with the 15 would be
Okay,
reasonable.
so you walk forward, and as you do, you just like feel yourself kind of walking into something, and then it just backs up. Like you just kind of like you don't feel it anymore, and like you kind of reach out, and it's just not there.
I'm just gonna
Right.
be like, Jonas, go and chuck us that scroll that old dude gave you a second.
I just kind of like take it out of my pocket and give it to you, Thonan.
Okay, so
Right.
you basically go to do that, and as it passes over, hang on. Okay, so as it passes over, so what, are you just standing there, Thonan?
Yeah.
Okay, so as like you basically this piece of paper just appears out of thin air, and then like just kind of like starts moving towards your face.
Yeah.
So you take it.
Yep.
Okay. Can you roll me an acrobatics check?
Yes. Give me just a second.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh shit! It's supposed to be a reflex. Fuck. Okay.
Roll a reflex.
I can roll a reflex as well.
Is your reflex any lower than your acrobatics?
It should be about the same.
It's actually higher.
Is it? Okay, go for that then. Roll a reflex, or just what's your reflex and we'll add it on.
My reflex is a +5.
Okay, so you got 20.
Yep.
Okay. So right, basically. Oh, okay. Right. So as you take the bit of paper, I don't know how this works. Oh, right. Okay. So yeah. As you take the bit of paper, the floor below you just like vanishes, or not vanishes, but like a pit just appears below you, and you go to like you start to kind of fall into it, but you manage to grab yourself on the lip of it.
What do I see?
You see that?
Right, so I see a hole appear underneath him,
Yeah.
and him.
Does
grabbing
he
the
still
edge.
have the bit of paper on him?
Yeah. He's still kind of like he's grasping it slightly.
This just got a lot more interesting.
Right, I would move very quickly over to him and try and grab his hand.
Okay.
Yeah, I grab like his forearm, so not like his hand, because I'm assuming one of his hands is still clutching the bit of paper.
Mhm.
So grab his forearm and go to like haul him out,
Yeah.
Okay.
and I'm assuming between the two of us we'll manage.
Oh yeah,
to
but
haul
yeah, he's a gnome. Like you're fine.
And I would be like, I should probably take that back, and then put out my hand to take it back again.
Okay.
Right, I'm gonna say no.
You're
Because-
actually no. Wait, hang on. Before you guys start having your own thing, Jonas is still invisible. Also, you can't hear him.
I'm still invisible.
You're still invisible, and you can't hear him.
Oh no.
You can get him there.
Right.
Why can't
So
you hear me?
Once
'Cause I can't hear you.
No.
Right, Graham.
Yes.
Graham. Once we get Thonan out of the pit, right? He is out of the pit.
Yeah.
Right.
There's just a
Now
pit in the floor.
Now that he's out of the pit, I turn and go back through the kitchen.
Okay.
I want to find some flour.
You want to find some flour?
Yes.
Okay.
Or other
Right.
such
Something
like-
that you can like sprinkle over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you can find some stuff. Yeah. You find like a kind of powder stuff.
I'm also going to.
Right.
You go.
So-
I'm still gonna.
What,
check some
okay. Once I've found a jar of flour, right, or other such thing that's like that, I go back through. I tell Jonas to sit in this chair and point at one of the chairs.
Okay.
I say why, because I don't know what.
You don't
I
hear
know that
anything.
He can't hear me.
I can't hear him, so I would wait for like. I'd probably put my hand out onto the chair and try and feel if I can feel him,
Right. Okay.
and continue waiting until he sits down.
I would see that something weird's going on, and I would just sit down.
Right. So once
I
I
cover my head.
once
Yeah.
I-
You kind of feel him sit down. Yeah.
once I can feel him in the chair, I upend the flour over his head.
Right.
I'm just like, oh god damn it, you didn't have to use the whole jar. Like, obviously, probably knowing he can't hear me.
He doesn't know that. He just, like, you've spoken and no one's responded. He could just be ignoring
shaking
you.
all of this off, like trying to get most of it off, so that it's just like a light dusting rather than a fucking avalanche of flour.
Oddly enough, there's nothing that says how much of a bonus you get for being covered in flour when you're invisible.
Surely they can just see me.
Well,
Like, it's
yeah,
not-
Yeah, the flour kind of like falls around and you can see a kind of slight outline of him.
Right, well, at least we can fucking see him now.
Uh-huh.
And I turn to Mr. Burns like, Mr. Burns, what is this?
He just looks over to you and just kind of smiles slightly, and then looks over to Mira, and he's like, he just looks at her and he says, "So, why are you helping Lord Carlington?" And I have messed up everything.
Uh-oh.
Escape.
Yeah, I just maximised it for some reason. That was weird. And it's okay, it's back. Never mind. Don't know why that happened. Porno's camera's gone. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It does that.
So yeah.
Sir Takanogi.
So yeah, he just kind of looks over to Mira and says, "So why are you helping Lord Carlington?" Also, I've been avoiding this as much as possible because I don't want to have a conversation with myself. But fuck it, we're doing it anyway. And she just looks at him and it's just like, we never mentioned anything about helping Lord Carlington. In fact, I think one of my protectors mentioned we hadn't actually spoken to him at all. And he just kind of stares at it a bit more and just says, "Why are you helping Lord Carlington?" And she kind of like looks over to you. Like, Hakon.
Does she look at me?
No, she doesn't look at you, she looks at Hakon. Because she, like, this whole time she's been sitting, like, just sipping at tea and trying to look all, like, prim, proper and nice. But you can see her eyes are like, what the fuck is happening? And she's just trying to be like, I am a nice, helpful person. I am being nice and sipping my tea like a lady, like I should. So she just looks over at Hakon, just being like, help. What the fuck? She's glaring at you.
Yeah. Like, I would swiftly be approaching Mr. Barnes. Actually, no. I would turn to her and I'd say, "Can you do anything about either of these two?"
She just kind of looks at you, she's like, well, Thonan...
I'll deal with him.
I'm fine.
Yeah, Thonan seems fine. I don't know where Jonas is. She's just kind of like looking confused.
I just.
Oh yeah, the flower. Yeah. Sorry.
Look at her way, like.
Yeah, and she just looks over. And she's like, flower. She's like, it's like I don't know where he is, but I'm sure he's here somewhere. She's like, she's basically trying to pretend that she's an idiot without actually pretending she's an idiot.
I just shake my head.
Right.
And then turn back to Mr. Barnes and ask him why does it matter whether we have talked to the Lord or not?
It's like he looks at you and says, it doesn't matter why, like it doesn't matter whether you've done it or not. It matters whether or not you're willing to say what you have done.
Again, I'm not entirely sure why that matters. In that we've come to you to learn about the town, and all you've done is turned one of my friends invisible and tried to throw the other down a pit.
It's like I did neither of those things. They did it themselves.
Incorrect, sir. I know how magic works. Your problem.
I know how magic works. He's like, all I did was give them a simple piece of paper. On that piece of paper was an incantation. That incantation would only activate if the person who was using it was trying to hide something. In the case of Jonas, he was trying to hide your true actions, so he himself became hidden. In the case of Thonan, he was trying to be above me and be smarter in knowing what was happening, so he almost fell to the ground.
If I took the paper, what would happen?
Immediately.
What?
I cast sleep on him.
Okay, your spell fizzles.
That's bullshit. Can I pull out my wand to detect magic?
Okay.
I'm just gonna try and, like, detect magic.
Right. It goes apeshit.
Interesting.
So he's still just looking at you, Hakon. He's just like, so, do you wish to tell me the truth, or shall we continue with lies?
Yeah, he's a gnome. I'm a human. That's a human over there. we're protectors of this woman, and we're in a town, and I don't know why the fuck you're doing this.
He's like, okay. He's like, okay. To that point, you're being truthful. Now to the next part.
Okay?
Why are you helping Lord Carlington?
Because we're helpful people.
Because I want a brothel in this shitty town.
He's like,
Also, that is true.
yeah, and he just looks over at Thor and he's like, and that is the truthful answer.
You didn't say anything about brothels.
What?
So you didn't say anything about brothels.
No, he's just happy you're being truthful. Like he starts smiling at you. He's like, see, all I wanted was for you to be truthful.
Yeah, fucker.
I'm just literally going to try and rip up this bit of paper.
The bit of paper that's in your hand,
Yeah, with my hand to make new 2 bits.
rip it up. Okay, as you do that, as you do that, Jonas becomes visible. The hole disappears.
Okay.
Excellent.
Fucking
I'm
magic.
slightly less on edge now. That like I can now see the flower covered man.
Yeah, Jonas is just sitting covered in flour. Are you happy about this? Are you happy?
Kinda like
I turned to look at Hakon and I'm like,
but
I
yeah,
didn't know how long you were going to be invisible for.
he kind of looks at you. He's like, what would he say? He's like, I've had my eyes on you ever since your group arrived in the town. Is like, as much as I was unsure of your intentions, as the Lord has many friends I would not call good company, I wished to find out more first before I was interacting with you. And he just looks over at me and he's like, I'm sorry, my dear, you have been nothing but nice and generous this whole time. And then just looks back over to you and he just says, so now that we are on the same page, so to speak, I am willing to help you, and then we'll take a break there.
Excellent.
stab him.
FYI.
Yep.
Stab him in the
Oh, where the
throat.
fuck is it? I found
Straight in the jugular.
I very much thought that would be a good idea. Earl Grey tea.
I'm not doing it.
Earl Grey tea was actually invented as a cheap knockoff of most Chinese teas
Yeah.
Yeah?
Cool.
in England in
quite
the
good.
1820s. It's quite funny.
Anywho,
It's flavored with orange.
Have you stopped recording, Graham?
no.